Not yet. Looks like we're live. There we go. It's a go. Hope everybody can hear me. Looks like the bars are working. I find it very interesting. Twitter is now doing the stories just like Instagram and just like Facebook. I just tested it out for the first time. It's a little weird. It is a little weird. Hope everybody is having a fantastic Friday night. Got a lot to talk about. There's been a lot going on this week. A lot is going on this week. Duxter, what's going on, my friend? What is going on? It's been good so far, honestly. So I drive a truck, and I recently sold the car that I was driving to my niece, who is a freshman in high school. And so I have a custom license plate that was on my car that I wanted to transfer to my truck. And since we are going through this coronavirus thing, it's been a challenge, let me tell you. What's going on, my friend? Yeah, I definitely very happy that Ag Eagle was able to maintain today. I think we're starting to get like a shift a little bit. I think that people are starting to recognize and maybe see, because there are some pretty big institutional investors that have been making some purchases of Ag Eagle. So I think I think we're going to start heading in the right direction. Do I think we'll have some drawbacks just because of shorts and things like that? Yeah. But I do feel that we are starting to head in the right direction where we're not just going to go up and then be consistently down for a long period of time. What's going on, Randy? What is going on, my friend? Hope everything is going good. I saw you were at Disney the other day. LGVW. Is that a ticker? Bill Gates, Bally Gifford-backed ultrasound company Butterfly Network gets SPAC deal, huh? $12.50. Oh, 26.77% run, up $2.64. Went up an additional 5.36%, 0.67 in the after hours. Interesting. Wow. Oh, wow. Well, we will go ahead and add that to the old watch list. I'll have to definitely keep my eye on that one for sure. Yeah, Duxter, you're Yep, last night they opened California Adventure Shops. Yeah, I kind of wondered how everything's going to start going again, because I know, like, where I live, they're starting to put some restrictions on how late things are going. And so like most bars and I believe even restaurants and some of all the nightlife type things are closing at 10 p.m. So I was kind of interested. Yeah, your switchback energy is doing good, Duxter. I think it's about to switch over too. And UAV, yeah, Ag Eagle, my friends, is a special one. Is a special one. Yeah, I bet it is cool to get out. I really, I it's been nice kind of just to do a little bit of normal activity here, even just like go for a decent walk and do things like that. Yeah, man, went crazy today, and I think it's just a start. I do too. I think there's a lot going. Did you read my post on Insta about SVB? Yeah, I did. I did. Have you heard of Northern Genesis Acquisition NGA SPAC? Let's take a look at it. I haven't actually heard of it. I mean, as of right now. Northern Genesis. You'll have to let me know what it's about, Colin. My restaurant is outside dining only, and we close at 9, so it doesn't affect us as much. Well, that's good, Randy. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. It's 11 p.m. in Canada, Ontario shut down. Yeah, I mean, I think that realistically we probably could do that here, and it would probably be more people would be more likely to follow it. I think 10 p.m. some people are still, kind of getting around to do some things. So I think 11 would be good. That's actually when I've been starting my shift as of late. So yeah, PLTR Palantir has been doing some things too, Duxter. I think it might come down just a little bit, but I think it's definitely going to be something. They're pairing with Lion Electric. Well, that's interesting. I'll have to do some research on that one for sure. Yeah, I've kind of got a lot of stocks that I've been really kind of, I guess building up. I've really kind of built some momentum on Ag Eagle right now, and to be honest with you guys, I've been doing so much research on Ag Eagle and thinking and just really looking at partners that they can look towards, things that they can acquire, and there are so many options out there. There really is, and it's just been unbelievable, like the amount of companies that could honestly probably benefit Ag Eagle. And I think with the position they're in, with the amount of cash they have on hand, and really kind of being a very, very important industry leader, because their new website is very telling. It really, truly is. It unveils a lot about what the company's vision is. And I think a lot of it is going to be the manufacturing and supplying aspect. And I think that what's unique is that they customize drones. And so let's say, for example, let's say Amazon is out of the picture, and let's say that let's just say Walmart approaches Ag Eagle and says, hey, we have this plan and this is the vision we have, can you customize it to our liking? That's what's very unique about Ag Eagle, is that they have the capabilities to customize it to the liking of the customer and then produce that drone aspect or box or whatever it may be, because they, like I said, they've updated their website, and there's a lot that's telling on their website now. They're into the actual box itself that is going to be used to transport and deliver. There's just so much, guys. There really is. And I think that what's going to be very significant with this company as we continue to move forward is to make sure that they're checking things off in the correct manner. So, they continue to filter that good relationship with whoever the big e-commerce is. They continue to maintain that, but at the same time, they're going out and they're building deeper ties. They're building relationships. They're getting, what they need from other companies, because they could easily acquire some of these small companies. After doing the research and really diving in, AeroVironment and maybe like Boeing, and then obviously Amazon and Lockheed Martin and so many others. Those are big time companies, and like Lockheed, Amazon, Walmart, and those are big time, like they're going to be a lot more expensive. Aero Environment even. But there's not a lot of drone companies out there that are public. And so I think that that's another key thing to think about for Ag Eagle is not only are they spearheading and taking it on, but they're also public and they allow people to invest in them. And I think that's very important because they could easily go out and do what they did with the likes of a Valkyrie and, create a contract, a partnership for 2 years, or they can even just go throw a dollar amount and say, hey, we want to take you in and add you to our position. I think that there's just a lot of direction, and I've been working behind the scenes, guys, on a lot of stuff. I have something that's absolutely massive, and it's going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because I want to make sure it comes to fruition, but December 2nd is going to be absolutely massive for this channel. It's going to be big for Ag Eagle investors, but it's going to be absolutely big for this channel, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm extremely nervous just because of what it entails, but I'm extremely excited for what's happening for this channel. They're pairing Lion Electric. Bloomberg said possible merger between the two. That's pretty sweet. I'm definitely going to do some research on it for sure. Palantir 200 by 2025. That'd be very interesting too, Randy. Lion is an EV building for CN and Amazon in Quebec. Yeah, I'm definitely going to, I'll definitely start doing some research and see what I can find. And then, if it's going to go, then I'll definitely do a video. I did have it for a little bit, Duckster. The only reason why I got out of it was because my intent to get to the 3,000 shares of Ag Eagle. And now that I've got to that point, I'm kind of going to start to build up my account again, and then I'm going to start doing some more acquisitions. But I wanted to make sure that I got the 3,000 before it hit $3. And so I was able to do that, and now I'm kind of just waiting to build up again, and then I'm going to start to attack. Any word on the ribbon cutting of the new building? What are you on NDA right now until December 2nd? Laugh out loud. Yeah. Yeah, it's I think I'm not too sure on the ribbon cutting situation. I'm kind of interested because they, obviously they announced that in that meeting, the conference. And I think that with them really talking about it again and saying, hey, look, we have made our move. It's on their website, it's the actual official headquarters address now. So I think it'll come down the pipeline. And yeah, unfortunately, I'm on a non-disclosure until December 2nd. But I'm telling you guys, it's going to be amazing. That's all I can say. I got I guess you could say, the balls to do it one night. I reached out to somebody, and I kind of shocked myself, and then I got a response. And I couldn't believe it because the person that I reached out to actually said that he has been watching my videos, and said that he completely appreciates, the hype that I've been giving them, and the build up and just the videos in general on the company, and really talking about the partnerships that they have. And he said that he would be more than happy to conduct an interview with me. So that's about all I can tell you guys. So it's going to be very, very exciting. What's going on, Zeeb? At what price would you sell all of your Ag Eagle? Honestly, Randy, it's very, very hard to say right now. And the reason is just because I truly don't think that there's a lot of people that even know a price point. And my example would be like Workhorse. I could easily determine a price target. I can easily determine when I would like to sell, because I think we're at that stage with that company that we can kind of forecast and foresee where the company is going and the expectations. Will it surpass that well down the road? I do believe so. But I think we can forecast. With Ag Eagle, I don't think you can forecast anything because there's so many different, there truly, truly, truly is so many different avenues and so many things that could just boost that stock in just astronomical numbers in the upward direction. If they announce a partnership with Amazon, if they announce a contract with Amazon, if they announce a contract with FedEx, if they announce a contract or a partnership with FedEx, it could be any of those options. The stock is just going to explode in the upward direction. People will then start to be aware of it. They'll understand what Ag Eagle is, what it's doing, what it's capable of doing. And then as people start to do their due diligence, they're going to find out that they reached out and they got a partnership and a 2-year deal with Valkyrie and what Valkyrie's involved with. And then they're going to find out that they have zero long-term debt. They have 24 million cash on hand as a small cap company. It's going to go through the roof, no question. So as far as when I would sell, I honestly can't tell you. And will I ever sell everything? Probably not. If anything, I would probably just, slim some of my stocks, but or my shares. But as far as getting rid of most of it, I probably would never do that just because I've poured everything I have, at least emotionally, into it. But also, truthfully, Ag Eagle's what's kind of built this channel close to where it's at now. I think I'll be honest, I was stagnant there for a while at like 600, 700 subs. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to kind of do my own thing. I want to be that guy that reports on Ag Eagle. And not a lot of people are talking about it. And not a lot of people are even talking about the drone market. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to still continue to do my thing when it comes to, Workhorse, Lordstown, all the EV sector, Apple, like those stocks that I've always done things on, like all these up and coming EVs. But I'm going to focus right now on what I know best and what I feel comfortable, extremely comfortable talking about. And it's paid off for right now. I have 1,600 shares at Weevil. One of the comments said price target 456. What do you think about that? So Zeeb, they're actually, it's been an analyst that put this out a long time ago, and it hasn't changed for a couple years. I think, in all honesty, I think at some point down the road, you will see a price point around like that type of thing. But I think there's going to be a lot of factors that play into that to get to that point. But I think if everything goes as planned and they eventually, because this is a future, guys. Like this isn't just one company that's trying to make it in this. Like this truly is happening, and there's a lot going on in the world that's pushing this to happen. And so I think that there's a chance that this could happen even in like UK before it even happens in the United States. I think there's a chance that some of it could start happening in Canada before it happens in the United States, which then only gives those companies it up before it hits the United States. I think the FAA is very, very strict, and I think that's a big part of why, the drone market is taking so long. I have 50 Workhorse to sell for profit, holding the rest 50 to 70 price. I would sell you. Yeah, I think I'm going to start trimming at 70, 75. I always told myself that I'd probably cut half at 100. But I think I'm definitely going to shave about a quarter to maybe my original investment if it hits $75. And then kind of see where I'm at when it comes to the 100, because I do want to start investing into some other up and coming companies, because I want to catch them before they start to really evolve and get rolling. Like I want to start at least getting 100 shares of some of these things. And so I need Hyliion to start kicking it in gear, because that's really kind of shafted me a little bit. I'm going to trim my shares in that once it hits back to kind of where I'm at, and then start plugging some of that back into some other things. I just got to kind of wait to see how things play out. And I think with us getting ready to start a new year and, the vaccines coming out for COVID, a lot of things can start getting back to somewhat of a normalcy when it comes to business. I think that's going to help a lot of these companies out, especially, and truthfully, I think Workhorse was impacted very heavily. When you have 30% of your workforce being impacted and you're still trying to maintain, I think that does do some damage. But I think that they're definitely going to do some amazing things here in 2021. Oh, I'm so intrigued right now for the interview. Please get this out there, my good man. You know, I'm having, Colin, I'm kind of having some thoughts because I want to tell everybody, but I also don't. I want it to kind of be a surprise as well, because I think for me being a small, I mean, I still am considered a small channel. I'm not even monetized yet. And, you know, I did just hit, I wanted to show you guys because it kind of hit me. It got me a little emotional, because it's a milestone that I've been trying to accomplish. So as you guys can see right here, I actually checked off the watch hours. So literally all I have left is subscribers. I got to get to 1,000. And once I hit that, then it's all game. Like everything's just gonna, like, it's gonna start just unraveling. Like I'm gonna just pour everything I have into this thing. Not that I haven't, but I'm really gonna ramp it up because then that allows my stuff to get out there even more. And I'm feeling more comfortable. I'm reaching out to companies to conduct some interviews and see what I'm capable of doing. Because, you know, I'll actually be a monetized YouTuber. Road to 1K. I'm trying. I really am. I'm doing everything I possibly can. What's up, Tim? How's it going, my friend? Imagine all the stuff happening behind scenes at Ag Eagle. I can only imagine. Like, I can only imagine what their meetings are like. I bet it's so intriguing just to hear. You know, you probably have like different departments talking about what they're doing. You have, you know, marketing that's getting involved now because they have something to market. They have their website. They obviously have all kinds of things, a new building. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff. You know, obviously their department of building and things like, I mean, I bet it's just amazing. I bet the excitement around there, I bet, is off the charts. I will build up to 3,000, shall like you, sir, by the end of December. I enjoy all your videos. I really appreciate that, my friend. It means a lot. It truly, truly does. Like, I'm a YouTuber that is very grateful, very humble, and this is bigger than me, and I'm willing to admit that. Like, this is for the people that subscribe to my channel. This is for the people that are interested in finding out about stocks. Like, that's what I do it for. Plus, it's an enjoyment. Like, this is a ton of fun. I've got to meet all you guys. Like, that's what it's about for me. What an awesome week. Neo Workhorse, XPong, CIIC, Lee for course, Ride, UAVS, portfolio up 20% there was week. I think, you know, that's amazing. That's amazing. And, you know, honestly, like, I didn't put a video out on Arrival because I'm starting to see how YouTube works. And I knew that everyone would just swamp the hell out of Arrival. And it seemed like every person did. And, you know, I've been keeping my eye on Arrival for a while now because UPS has been dealing with them for a long time over in the UK. And they're just now obviously merging or announcing the merger and things like that. So this isn't new information to me, at least, but it's new to, like, you know, coming as a SPAC and entering into the market. And I think that it's backing by obviously Kia, Hyundai, UPS, no question, and it's big time BlackRock. Like, those are some big time backings, and I think that company will be successful, especially with them kind of having three different sectors. You know, you have some companies that come out with just a commercial vehicle, or maybe they just come out with a family vehicle. This company is going to be able to hit everything. The last mile, they'll be able to hit the bus sector. They're going to be able to hit like maybe a family vehicle at some point. Like, they're trying to do it all, and they're being very, very, you know, good at what they're doing. So I think that they'll take their time. And then on top of that, you know, they're talking about these micro factories, and that's something that's completely different too. So there's just a lot that I like about them as well. And I probably will definitely put a video out, but it'll probably be too late. I appreciate it, Duckster. I appreciate it. It means a ton. Duckster, I try. You know, if anything, I want you guys to feel inspired, to be driven, to honestly take your investing seriously. And if anything, I just want to provide that information to you guys because, in all honesty, in my process of doing this, I'm realizing that there's so many people out there in America and probably across the world that don't take this stuff seriously. And when it comes to retire, they have nothing to fall back on, and then it just forces them to continue to work and work and work, and they never get to enjoy the last portion of their life, what is called retirement. That's not, obviously and that's one thing that I'm trying to do. Eventually, I would like to focus on YouTube and just provide the content to you guys and just be a dad and, do stocks and videos and just do that type of thing. But, obviously I want to make sure that I do it right, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity. Danny, what's going on, my friend? I'm going to go within the money call. You get to 1K by the end of the year. I'm hoping so, my friend. I got a massive interview that's going to drop on it'll probably be, depending on how the day goes. I'm going to probably drop it the next day. But yeah, I'm hoping that pushes me over the top, because I'm definitely, going out on a limb as a YouTuber that's not monetized. And, I'm taking a risk and it paid off. Have you ever considered of a specific background setup for your YouTube channel? I mean, no disrespect with no. Honestly, I'm trying to do it to where it's eventually I'll start to evolve myself. But honestly, what I want is just to be like a normal person. I want to just be a normal person kind of talking to you guys. And I kind of feel like, my setup is unique as well, because a lot of people do use, like I'm using OBS right now for the live stream, but a lot of people use OBS for their videos. And when I do videos, I do everything, all my speaking through my iPad, and then I cut in through iMovie through Apple, and I actually put and cut the clips for the news articles myself. And that way it's not me and just a talking box and then having everything kind of distracting and like ads up here and like just different things. Like I want you guys to like feel like I'm talking to you even as like a reporter, and then me breaking to the articles and things like that. Like, and so that's kind of why I'm doing it. I understand it's no disrespect but that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Plus very early on, I was like 10 subscribers in, or maybe it was 100. And I had someone reach out to me and say that it feels like you're talking to a group of guys, and, we meet up at a local bar or a pub, and we're just sitting around a table BSing, drinking some beers and talking stocks. And they say that that's how it feels like when you watch my video. And that's kind of the vibe I want. Like, I'm an everyday Joe Smo. 4 years ago, if you would ask me about stocks, I would have had no idea. And so that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Oh, and KNDI. Oh, yeah. There's been a lot of good things. Like, I get excited to open my phone in the morning and just see the green. Obviously it's not going to be like that every day, but it's been nice as of late, no question. Yeah, I've got to take these amazing opportunities. No question, Duxter. No question. Z, everybody into Chinese, EV, Neo, Lee, Xpeng. But I got 2 stocks very heavy in NIU. I know about NIU. Look, I can show you, Z. Look at this. Watch list, EV company. Where is it at? NIU, right there. That's the one. I like it. Hometown feel. For sure. That's what I'm hoping for. That, in all honesty, that's why I think I was drawn so well to JJ Buckner, because I feel like I related to him early on. I do enjoy drinking beer, but that's not really my my connection. My connection is like he's very down to earth, and seems very approachable, and he truly does mean good things when he's talking to you. Not that most YouTubers don't. I don't mean it in a negative aspect, but you want to be able to watch somebody that feels like you can relate to. And even when I was not doing this at all, and I was one of those people that was subscribing to somebody, and I still do that to this day, but I would want to find somebody that I felt like I could relate to, and like they were actually giving me the information because they cared. You got an intern with UAVS. That'd be pretty cool. That would be really cool. Sounds good. I like it, a hometown feel. Thoughts on QQ dip today? Let's take a look. Oh yeah. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Did the reverse go up? I'm assuming it did if this one went down. I think this is, in all honesty, Danny, I think that the reason why this is obviously happening is, I mean, it says it right there. But with COVID still going on, we still don't have a president officially. I mean, there truly is a lot of older generation, I mean, I'm not saying current generation, but a lot of older generations are still very involved with mutual funds and a lot of the indexes and things like that. So I think that when there's panic in any form and it's thrown into the market, I think you start to see things like this affected. And for it being down, it was only down, it looks like it finished down only 0.68%, and then it climbed up in the after hours. But that dip from 293 down to 290 looks a little rough. Oh, I clicked it too far. Yeah, 293. What was that? 1120, and then it closed. That was the same day. A $3 drop. Yeah, when I watch your videos, I sit back, relax, and pop Arizona iced tea open. Hey, I don't blame you. I do like some iced tea, especially some sweet tea. Whatever happened to Hertz? Yeah, that was a flash in the pan. Those are ones that when you're a day trader, those are the ones you hope to find, and then you get in, get out, and you never deal with it until it happens again. Be careful though, there with those Arizona Duckster, don't drink and trade. I tell you, that could get out of hand. That's why even in the morning, you gotta be careful drinking too much coffee. You miss something. You have to run to the restroom. Don't think they're on the market today anymore. I'll be careful with Arizona, Tim. Yeah, I just man, I tell you what, it's gonna be very interesting to see how I'm really looking forward to kind of the continuation of this year, but I'm really, really, really intrigued to see how 2021 it goes. And the reason I say it is just because 2020 has been just a complete wreck. I mean, it feels like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong plus two basically. I mean, and so for small businesses, maybe just once we get this vaccine out, people start getting the vaccine, cases start to go down, businesses start to open. Maybe we'll start to see a climb back. And I mean, it's still crazy to think that we hit 28,000 on the Dow, and I mean, we're doing some amazing things in the stock market. Like today, I was up 5%. And I'm doing that when the market's been down kind of as of late. So I think that, we're going to start to see some good things occur in 2021, depending on what you're investing in, obviously. I think the EV market will really start to take off because a lot of the companies are going to start manufacturing their vehicles in 2022. So they'll be gearing up for that and getting some orders placed in 2021. I think with the likes of an Ag Eagle and even that sector in the drone market, it's only going to continue to get solidified. There's going to be some bigger players that will start, coming out and doing things like that. And it's just going to be very, very exciting. Danny, how high can Baba go, do you think, at the end of the month? That'll be interesting too, honestly, because of oh, I didn't click it right. Isn't it BABA? Yeah, there it is. It'll just be very interesting, because obviously everything, even in China, I think, they're still purchasing online. And I think that I think a lot of these companies are going to benefit off of this holiday season. I think you're going to see some pretty crazy numbers because people are going to be ordering, online. In the United States, Black Friday is basically online shopping now. So a lot of people are choosing the online route. And there's so many companies that have their hand in that. I mean, you got to think the USPS, the United States Postal Service, UPS, FedEx, DHL, they all have to be able to get these packages to where they belong. I mean, there's just so many different things like Visa, MasterCard. Like, you got to think a lot of people charge these things. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff that is got their hand in this, holiday season that's quickly approaching. And I just think that there's going to be so many companies that excel from this. I just would like to see the smaller businesses start to rebound because, there's a lot of them that are going out of business. I drive past a few every night and I'm like, man, that's crazy that they went out of business. And it kind of hurts because it's like they probably were a small family, that started that. Okay, man, I need your opinion, not advice. Opinion. All my plays are EV and the money is great. They really move in both directions. I think I have to start putting money in safer plays, but so in my opinion, Tim, what I did when I did the safer route for a while is Dow 30. So start looking Dow 30 companies, and that's what I started doing for a long time. And truthfully, that's what built me up to then start playing into the EVs. And so that's kind of like I still own quite a few Dow 30 companies. And the reason is because it allows me to maintain on those days where we're just getting blasted downward because, like you said, I do have a lot of EVs. I have Ag Eagle is in that sector, like not in EV, but kind of in that futuristic sector. So, yeah, that's what I did. Dow 30 and companies that I know are going to be there for a while. Maybe they pay higher dividends. They don't fluctuate as much. I still am in Coca-Cola. I'm in FedEx. I'm in kind of some of the bigger companies. Let me pull that up for you. So like I'm in Pfizer, ConocoPhillips, Procter & Gamble, Verizon, Home Depot, Walt Disney, McDonald's, JP Morgan, Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Apple, FedEx, Walmart, Visa, Raytheon. So I'm in. I had the entire Dow 30 before this, and I had to sell a ton off in order to get to where I'm at when it comes to the EV market. But as I continue to grow and build into the future, I'm going to definitely start getting back into that because those are safer plays for when your growth stocks are down. I got to go back towards the top. You guys are starting to flood the market. Wish I would have got into Lowe's or Home Depot at the beginning of the pandemic. No question. I got into Home Depot. I really, really wish I would have got into Lowe's. Lowe's pays a decent dividend as well. What program are you using to look at charts? This is Webull, and I just flipped it from black to white. So this is basically a free platform that you can use. I signed up and just dabbled with it for a little bit because that way I can set how I want it up and everything. Growth is just too damn good. I agree. It's a lot riskier and you have those days, but yeah, it's definitely good to play. And I think eventually they'll level off too because they'll start to be more consistent. And a lot of people just want to be involved right now, but I do think over time eventually they'll level off too because that'll be the norm. Well, herd immunity won't happen until the end of 2021, especially since only 50% of the people plan to take the vaccine and COVID restrictions will still be in place most likely for the most of 2021. I think so, but I think what you're going to start to see is things start to evolve in a better direction. And I think a lot more people will be used to it. And since we've had so many cases, I think there's going to be a lot more people that have the antibodies and they'll be able to just maintain and go about their lives. I have NIU call 35, expire December 18th for 4 shall and up over 770. That's awesome, my friend. That really truly is. I've been keeping an eye on them for a long, long time. And that's something that I could see eventually making its way to something like the United States or even in Europe, and a company like Uber or um, Lyft or some of those other ones kind of get involved with too. Any thoughts on when PSTH announces a target and a price target? My money is just sitting there not doing much in the past couple months. Jumped today, but come on, man. To be honest with you, I'm not sure, Tim. I'm not sure on that one. It's hard to say. I think old school investors hate the fact that there are now stocks that are for sure things, and it's been years since we've had stocks with so much potential. It's not normal. I agree, and I think you see that. And truthfully, I'll be honest with you guys. For a long time, I was watching CNBC, and I'd flip back between Fox Business, and I think it really does. It irks people that there's a new wave of trading because of the pandemic, and I think that there's a new wave of stocks. I mean, there truly is, and I think that people who have just set it and forget it are really starting to freak out. And I think it's just a new way of trading. I like it. I think it's very exciting. That's what I can say about it. I agree. I own fitness center, sir, small guy. Yeah, Zeb, I hope hopefully you're doing good, my friend. Oh yeah, nice call on Blink about, damn, it just shot down. Oh yeah, nice call on Blink about a week or two ago. I got in a small position and made some money. I'm telling you guys, Blink isn't done. I do think it'll probably level off. It'll come back to reality. It'll run out of steam. Obviously it'll hit the peak of the RSI, and it'll run out and it'll come back to reality. But Blink is definitely a good one. Obviously Switchback. If you need some advice on Switchback, go to my man Duckster, because that's his baby. But if we're heading in that direction, those charging stations are going to need to get out there. They are going to have to get out there like gas stations. And these are the predominant companies like Blink, Switchback, and Beam that are going to be able to provide that service. Obviously, most of the EV companies kind of have a makeshift, but a lot of them are for your house. These are companies that are putting mass bulk charging stations in locations. And I think that's something, if you're interested, get in for sure. What stocks do you all have now you're waiting to sell off for profit, and what price? Honestly, Randy, I'm kind of just waiting. I've been talking to Tim for a while about getting rid of NEO, and I just haven't pulled the trigger. And the reason is because I'm waiting to see if it cracks that 50 and is able to maintain above the 50 for a while. If it does that and then it holds, then that's probably when I'll probably pull in some earnings. Workhorse, I'm waiting for 75 to 100. Ag Eagle, holding for a long time. And then there's really nothing else that I'm looking to just dump. Maybe highly on that piece of junk. No, it's not a piece of junk. It's just they got to get orders. They got to get a lot more PR publicity, and they got to get some stuff going on with them. I definitely don't want to talk bad about a stock, because I think there's some that just don't have good books. They don't have good numbers and things like that. Hyliion is not that. Let's see what else is going on. How much time are the comment on the video delayed? So I have it set up to where you guys can see it on the stream, because before when it were replay, I don't think it was showing it because I'm not monetized yet. So what I did is I break off the chat and I put it separate so that I can read what you guys are saying, and I think it might delay it in the actual stream itself. And then I had to go up and see what you guys were saying about all of my holdings are long term. Yeah. Dang it did it again. I think I saw Nora's name in there. Happy Friday, everyone. What's up? There's Nora. How's it going? I like NIU better than the other Chinese EV company, sir. I think in the end, NIU be more higher than NEO, just my opinion. Really? That's very interesting. Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on it, no question. I think NEO is... What helped NEO is the backing from... I call it the government, but I'm not quite sure if it's the government of China. But the backing right there is what's going to keep NEO very, very impactful in that sector. Gotta sleep. Thanks, Luke. It's been up since 4 a.m. I'll be marking my calendar for December 2nd. Keep it on there. I'm telling you what. I appreciate you swinging in. Thank you very much. Went to Disneyland yesterday in their parks. A lot is full of charge point. That's pretty interesting. I love Hyliion, but they hurt my feelings. Yeah, they hurt mine too, Duxter. No question. Christopher, what's going on? What's your best stock for long-term growth? Ag Eagle. Just my opinion. That's one that I'm gonna hold probably the longest out of my entire portfolio. Will be Ag Eagle, and the ticker symbol's UAVS. You familiar with Zebra, and what are your thoughts with their vaccine distribution role? Danny, I'm not familiar with Zebra. I'm not familiar with Zebra. You know, there's a company that I'll kind of show you guys some of my research. So let me pull it up. So here's the drone. So Zing, I'm telling you guys, pay attention to Zing. Oh, come on. Now my computer is going to lock up. So Zing is one that's going to be very, very interesting. There we go. Screwing everything up. So Zing drones is going to be very important here coming in the future. And the reason is because it's basically... what it is it's not public yet, but Zing delivery is going to be like your food deliveries. So you and I, any of us, can have our own drone, and we'll be able to fly and deliver food to people's house, very similar to like Postmates, Uber Eats, things like that. So as you guys can see, it says order from your favorite spots, download the app to order contactless drone delivery from local restaurants and pharmacies. So they're going to be involved with medicines too. Basically, you put this little pad down, and this is actually their CEO, and I believe he's the founder. And he talks all about it. The unique thing is Valkyrie is partnered with this company, who is also partnered with Valkyrie. That would be Ag Eagle. So these are things you guys want to, if you're going to be investing into the likes of Ag Eagle, just know that these companies are out there. And it's absolutely amazing to see. I definitely think that this is one that Ag could partner with. And I'm probably going to be doing a video on this partnership here before long. I do believe they're headquartered down in Florida, but they've been doing tests everywhere. So definitely gonna keep an eye on this one. Another one I am very, very intrigued about, and it may be a long shot because I do feel that they might be a little bit bigger than Ag Eagle, is going to be Robotic Skies. So Robotic Skies is they kind of are backed by everything. And what's unique is they've started placing maintenance shops all across the United States to fix these drones. They are backed by, here, let me just click on their partners, which is very, very deep. Like, their network is extremely deep. So as you guys can see, I've been doing research on almost every one of these companies. Every single one of these companies. And then obviously Valkyrie's partners is very distinct and very long. I've been doing a lot of research on a lot of these companies. So this one right here is going to be a huge, not necessarily competitor, but it's going to take up a big time government portion of that market, of that sector. They have already have a huge backing with like Lockheed and Boeing and some things like that. But Robotic Skies has some, things going with Boeing as well. And, there's a lot of what these companies are starting to do are they're helping out with power lines, and they're obviously doing things like that, like surveying and things like that. But like, what's unique about this is that they do manufacturing, which obviously now that we know Ag Eagle has a very, very big hand in. UAS fleet operators, so they can supply that. And they also are starting to push out, like I said, the repair stations. So these repair stations are going to be all across the United States. So just think, Ag Eagle is able to push these, if they were to do a partnership or to acquire, they could push these repair stations out across the United States, and they could be having their hand, because they do the manufacturing and the assembly, they could also start supplying the repair aspect of it. So these are just a couple that I've been diving into, and eventually I probably will be putting a partnership video out and kind of just talking about it and things that I would like to see. But yeah, those are some things I'm definitely looking at for sure. There is a ton, guys. There really is. And what's very unique is that a lot of these companies are not public. So let's see. You think DraftKings up next week? I think there's a good chance. I think with sports coming back and a lot more people are, doing DraftKings. I myself am doing DraftKings. I am playing in 6 games right now with football, and so I'm starting to get back into DraftKings. I think DraftKings is definitely starting to get, its stuff back, and I think eventually its quarterly earnings will start to reveal that. Because when sports were shut down and this thing shot up because it IPO'd, or it merged, it didn't IPO, it did a SPAC. When it, switched over and it shot up into crazy numbers, it made sense why it was doing it, but then it was like, hey, we don't have sports to account for that. So eventually we knew it would kind of settle off. So, but yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to this arrival too. I think, like I said, it's backed by BlackRock. The valuation is unreal. It's $5.4 billion, which is very cool. It says it will receive $600 million in cash proceeds from the merger. I'm gonna probably get to a video with this. I think more and more as it starts to come out. You doing an interview with Ag Eagle CEO? Smile if you are. It is a CEO, but I can't tell you anymore. No go with LCA, sir. They are better. Yeah, are you talking? Yeah, it just depends. What is going on here? Yeah, I've always been a DraftKings guy. Not that I don't think LCA will be good, because they're the ones merging with Golden Nugget, right? Right. I looked out and finally seeing green. I'm in Hyliion with 115 shares at 22 cost per, and 150 Workhorse at 23. I think Workhorse will play off for you pretty soon. Hyliion, on the other hand, it's gonna be a little bit. And I'm sitting at like $40 with Hyliion. Just because I was like, man, I want to get in. They're getting ready to merge. There's a lot of hype on it by YouTube. People were talking about it through, videos and putting out articles, all kinds of stuff. Danny. Another merger to watch is which is probably going to merge and let Electric Last Mile Solutions go public, an electric vehicle startup. Shh, don't spill the beans. Doesn't LCA have more options though, online casino? Yeah, and that's why I think DraftKings started to get into like a thing like that in New York. I haven't heard much more about that, but I know that they did something very similar. Man, LCA sucks. Not really, just can never stay green. For anyone interested. What'd you say, Duckster? I probably missed it. Yeah, Golden Nugget are profitable already, sir. Yeah, I was invested into DraftKings very, very early on after the merger, and I can say that I was a part of that huge run. I got out because, again, that's when the market for EVs was just exploding, and so I took out to put into things like that. I think what you guys are going to start to see in all honesty, is I mean, and that's the point of business. That's the point of where we're going, is the competition for the EV sector is going to really start ramping up. And I think you're going to have to really start to see who is doing the best in that, and that's what's going to be successful. I think, so many people are flooding the market, but the thing is yes, you can get a vehicle out, but is the customer going to like it? And is it going to be able to maintain sales and generate revenue and continue growth? That's what's going to be very key. That's why I think with the likes of a Workhorse, picking a sector that they know that they are miles and miles ahead of any competitor, truthfully, I think that's what's going to benefit them. And eventually we'll be looking at them like a FedEx or like a UPS when it comes to stock price, because they're going to be kind of doing that same concept. Guys, add Beam to watch list. Solar charging stations that can put up. Yeah, Randy, I got a video out on them. It's been a long time ago. It was when I was kind of like halfway through, like when I started doing videos. They recently just converted over to Beam, and I've always said that that's going to be one that's going to be very beneficial to natural disasters in the future, because their charging stations also can be used for like charge ports. And if there's a natural disaster and you need to charge your phone, or you do need to charge your car for whatever reason, they're solar powered and things like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see them placed in a lot of like food markets and Walmart's, Targets, things like that. It's a very, very good stock, my opinion. I put a link to the Google Doc about SBE, but for some reason it didn't send. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't see it. Good job, DraftKings. Lose money over value this time. I agree. EV is future, sir. Don't mind for the gold, sell the shovels. Yeah, I'm very interested to see the direction at which we start to take too, because I think it's hard to tell you guys because I can't tell you just yet, but this interview I think is going to be very telling for a lot of things. And did I say interview? It's going to be very exciting because I think we're going to get a lot of information. Every time you talk about DraftKings, football comes to my mind. Oh yeah, that's what I use it for. I'm into like the big kind of fantasy baseball. I'm not very big on DraftKings baseball. I've played it multiple times, but it's a lot more fun to actually like draft your players or get them on a contract and have them for years, and knowing that those are your guys, you can trade them and things like that. That's where it's more intriguing and fun to me than just drafting them, every day. And I'd much rather do it that way. But fantasy football, I obviously do the real fantasy football, but DraftKings fantasy football, in my opinion, I mean, I've never done FanDuel or anything like that, but DraftKings fantasy football is a blast. LGVW. I have not, Nora. Somebody else mentioned that earlier. Oh yeah. Wasn't Danny? Maybe it was Danny. It was Randy, I think. Somebody mentioned this earlier on. We looked it up. The Bill Gates ultrasound. Yeah. Trim back my Neo and got into CIC and KNDI. Both are risky, but getting in at the beginning will be awesome. UK EV play is CI. Yeah. I think CIIC is going to be one of the ones that is very successful. And the reason is just because they have support. When you have massive support and you have a lot of money supporting you, you should be successful. So I don't want to say that they 100% will be, but you have a big backing to be successful. Yeah, KNDI, I've been following them for a long time. They're in my EV company / battery. And they're in here somewhere. There they are. The old candies. It's an interview with a CEO. Haha, whoops. It is. Might be a good time to pick an online retailer with this lockdown coming up in the Black Friday. Yeah, that's what I got. I definitely have Home Depot, and I'm not saying that they're just gonna explode because of Black Friday or even the holiday time, but Home Depot's been doing still pretty well. I definitely own Walmart. Walmart always puts out Black Friday stuff, no question. I'm trying to think what else. You got your Target, there's a lot of options. Amazon, if you can afford that. I had 2 shares of Amazon and sold on the run. Yay, I see a good play. I got in at 13 and added more at 17. It's going to be very interesting to see when kind of like the hype around it is over, where it will settle at. And I would say probably around the 11 to 14 maybe. I made a little money on LGVW today. I grabbed 25 shares and then it went up. That's good, Nora. Good to hear. What's people's favorite battery choice? Randy, as of right now, my favorite, if I had to pick, is going to be, where's it at? RMG Acquisitions. It hasn't merged yet. That's going to be Romeo Technologies. That's the one I'm keeping my eye on. I'm excited for you. That's going to be lit. I appreciate it, Nora. Yeah, it's a massive. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. I'm a little nervous because I'm definitely nervous just because it's a CEO and I'm a YouTuber. I'll keep my composure, but I think there's a lot more. Like I said, I don't want to tell you guys everything, but the CEO has done more with his career besides business. And I think with my background too, it'll make a lot more sense once the interview comes out. But for what this CEO has accomplished in his previous career before choosing the business route is what I think I'm excited to talk to him about too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be, the person that when I set it up asked the amount of time, and I said, I'm just going to be real with you too. Like, if we get going off on a tangent about this previous, job, I don't know if it'll be an hour or if it'll go more. So I'm really excited for it. Timmy smiled. LGVW is like NNOX image, sir. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm trying to become relevant. I'm getting blown out of the water on all these interviews. RMG, yeah, that's it right there. RMG Acquisition, it's a SPAC. It'll be Romeo Technologies. This content like the back of your hand, you'll be great. Yeah, I feel confident talking about it, and I appreciate that, Nora. It's just you're a CEO for a reason, and you know a lot about it. So I would just be nervous that there's a chance. Like, I had to send in my questions, and I think my questions were really good. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can ask you or tell you guys one without unveiling it. No, that one's too vague. Yeah, all of them have the company's name in it. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a blast. Let's just hope that my internet is doing really well that day, and let's hope that I can figure out Zoom call and recording and all that stuff too. That's kind of another reason why I don't want to like tell you guys way too much, because if I screw something up, let's say like my internet doesn't work that day, or let's say that I accidentally don't record it or something, then I don't want to be the one to let you guys down. But I do want you guys to know it is definitely planned. Yeah, RMG, THCB, great battery choices. That's, and I think RMG's they're getting things figured out, but I think that once they get everything in place and they're going, I think it'll be really good. Is it going to be edited or just raw? So I'm probably going to have to edit it because I won't be monetized by then. And at least unless we hit 1,000 subs before December 2nd. But if we don't, then I have to cut it up because I can only upload 15-minute videos. So if we can get to 1,000 subs before then I'll be able to put the whole interview into one video. So, but yeah, once we start talking and get going, that's what I'm gonna put on there. There's not gonna be a lot of like cut scenes and transitions or anything like that. Zeeb, I'm in UAVS because one person, their new vice president, has tons of experience, brings successful company. Just my opinion. I agree with you, and I think that was a very clutch signing. I think that you got to keep in mind too the CEO's previous experience with hemp, and that's another big aspect to what they're involved with. And so I think that that's where they're very unique because they bring so much versatility. And then I think when you start to add partnerships and things like that where they're also deep into what they do, I think you're talking so much more. Duxter, Jack, let's talk about Workhorse, baby. Lucas, let's talk about Ag Eagle, baby. Oh yeah. I'm not a financial advisor. I got the shirt to prove. I do have the shirt to prove it. I wear it all the time. So yeah, t-shirt giveaway for 1K subs. Honestly, so I made an order the other day. Well, shouldn't say the other day, October 30th, and the order still isn't here. They lost my first order, and I had to reorder it again. Well, I reached out to them like, hey, look, it's stayed in the same spot for like 7 days. And they're like, oh, it must have got lost. So then they were like, yeah, we'll just reprint it for you. So if it stays up like that, I'll have to do a t-shirt giveaway next year. Nora, I enjoy when he says that. It's coming, brother, very, very soon. Yeah, I'm busting it. I really am. I'm going as hard as I possibly can to get to 1,000 subs. Like, I hit refresh all the time to see where I'm at. I usually have not been like that before. But with me constantly putting out videos on ag and trying to really be impactful in that sector and niche off to where I am the guy that's presenting that, I feel like success has kind of been a little bit more. This will get you way over 1,000 subs, and yeah, I want a t-shirt giveaway too. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'm hoping that I can eventually get like a store going, and then you guys can order from the store. Maybe Ag Eagle can send you some swag for giveaway. That'd be awesome. Yeah, we talked about that the other day, Nora. I'd rock a trucker hat. I appreciate it, Danny. Means a ton. Means a ton, my friend. Have a good evening. Lucas, what sector is the CEO that you interview in? It's going to be the drone market. I'm telling you guys, like, I've already said this, so it's not like I'm telling you anymore. But so I emailed him, and I'm going to let you guys know. I emailed him. I wrote the email probably 7 different times because I wanted it to be very professional and not sound like I'm just, I don't know. That's just the way I am. And so I edited it like 7 times. Finally, I was like, I was like, I'm not going to do it. I was like, I haven't been monetized yet. And, I've done a few videos, but not anywhere close to like I have like a workhorse or things like that. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. And then finally I was like, screw it. I was like, what do I have to lose? Like, the worst thing that this person can do is say no, or they just don't respond. And it's like, okay, like, cool. Like, I get it. Like, but to get the response I got, I think is what made me realize, like, I'm doing good things, if that makes sense. Like I said, I'm very, very humble when I do this. But I think like it was like, hey, you are doing a good thing. Like you're reporting good content. And people do watch it. As crazy as that sounds, like, I view my analytics because I want to see click-through rate and things like that. But like, it really kind of hit me when he responded and was like, yeah, my market, what would he say? I'll read the response to you guys because I can, but it is the stuff that he put in there I can't like actually post because it's confidential. So here's the response from a CEO. My media team has shown me your videos, and I appreciate the coverage you've been giving us and our partners. I'd be honored to be on your channel. And then he went to say, like, I've copied my assistant and they'll be in touch with you. So then I responded, and sure, they reached out and were like, hey, well, here's the availabilities, pick one. And I did, and we're going with it. So it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Order to make 1,000 sub by December 2nd. Make 2 to 3 minute short videos 2 to 3 times a week. Neo, Tesla, and Workhorse. Honestly, Z, I think I want to stick to it and just do it the way I've been doing it, because that's kind of how I've gotten to where I've got. And so if I don't get there, then I don't get there. If I do, then it's gonna be that much better. So, Tim, or how about a gold-plated beard hair? You can mount it on a gold-plated Cub can. That's awesome. I see you, Lucas. That's right, Duckster. I'm telling you, I'm trying to make this channel grow, guys. I really am. I want it to be special for all of us. Fly, eagle, fly, for sure. And I think once I start to get to, and that's what I found out too ever since I've joined this YouTube experience. Like, I've talked about it before, but I want to be able to give back to like people like Nora, who is coming up and is very new to doing YouTube. Like, if she has any questions on things, like, I'd be willing to definitely help her, because I had a couple people that were willing to help me, but not a ton. And I get it. It's a cutthroat thing. Like, you want to get as many subscribers as you possibly can. You want to be the person getting the views. But in all reality, just like my perfect example was Arrival the other day. Arrival broke on the scene, and if you go back, it was 2 days ago. Every person that I am subscribed to, for the most part, did a video on Arrival. And you're obviously getting different perspectives. You're getting different viewpoints. But a lot of people are reporting on that, and it's like, I may watch, I'm just going to use an example. If Nora did a video on Arrival, and we'll say someone else did one, I did one. If I'm a viewer and I'm like, okay, Nora did it, Lucas did it. Well, by the time I get to the third one, I know enough information that I don't feel a lot's going to change, because they're not really doing a whole lot yet. They're just announcing stuff. Then I wouldn't be more likely to watch that video, because so many people did a video on that. So that's my thoughts on that. And it's not that I don't, you do want to stay in the limelight. Like, if it's a company that is trending, you at least want to get a video out there, because people will eventually watch it. But if you're not big time, like, Jack obviously dominated the scene because of how many subscribers he has, how many views he gets. So he's obviously going to be popping up on everyone's YouTube to watch. And so that puts like the smaller YouTubers away because of that, I'm starting to figure out the algorithms and things like that. So that's just my thing. Don't forget us little people when you get big. Most definitely not, Randy. No question. You guys you're supporting me. It seems like every Friday, when we do this, you guys are always in here. You guys are popping in even when I'm doing live streams during the week for earnings calls. You're commenting on my videos. I will not forget you. I also got to get big. UAVS name is literally hinting at what they're going to do. Yep. I think ag is going to be a special company. I really do. I think that they're going to definitely do some amazing things here in the near future. I think it all depends on how quick and how quick that the delivery aspect for food and medicines and things like that really is accepted in the United States. Because I think once it gets to that point too, then you got to start wondering like when a partnership's going to be announced and things like that. I think in the future too, I wouldn't be surprised if ag becomes more of a manufacturer and supplier than they are the actual drone themselves. And I think that's truly where they're trying to get to. Potentially is just being that, hey, a company comes to them and says, we are looking to build a drone for this need. And that's what they'll do is they'll manufacture that drone. Because obviously they have 2 of their own drones, but they're more farm related. And that's what they started the company on. Their new website shows their drones that they've originally, created that shoot off from a kind of like a little runway. They get going and they're up there for aerial images and things like that. But now they're branching out, obviously, for the small package delivery. And I think that what's going to be very, very clutch is them capable of customizing it and manufacturing it and assembling it. So true, not bad mouthing, but some YouTubers are so late and I don't want to watch the 10th Neo video, and that's the thing. I completely agree. And, I think when I started doing this too, I came at it with that approach. Like, if I do put the video out, it's because I'm really excited about it. And, if it does well, it does well. But I'm excited about the information. And so I would be willing to put it out. I'm excited about Arrival. But I had other things lined up. And I just was like, hey, you know what? I'll get to it here before long. I'd be really interested to see how they can use it for security and other police applications. That's the thing too, is there's so many things that these drones are going to be involved with. I mean, like I said, guys, I've been doing so much research on drones in general. And there's so many things out there, like railway inspections, surveying for buildings, surveying power lines, surveying for laying underground wire. Like Nora said, security, policing, just videoing in general for cameras, like being able to, I guess, film a scene or a sporting event or just doing things like that. Obviously COVID and future, pandemics and things like that, and future sanitization. So like maybe they fly a couple drones around a theme park to desanitize like the theme park. There's just so many opportunities. The biggest one that really is kind of starting to like come out for me is going to be the food delivery aspect. And like, hey, I just want to order a quick like Big Mac, for example, from McDonald's, and that thing can be delivered to my box at my house in a very short period of time. I don't have to go anywhere. That's the stuff that is, I think so, and that's why I kind of like doing this. Like, I really am excited to be like one of the ones that is doing this, and not a lot of people are doing it, because I think when it really just like, like let's pretend that it's a zipper, and if I just keep eating food and I just keep eating food, eventually that zipper is going to start to stretch and stretch and stretch, and eventually it's going to pop. And I think that's what's going to happen. And I want to be the one that's like, when it pops, here comes all of Lucas's content. And Lucas has been doing this. Lucas has been talking about this company. And Lucas has been doing this. And if someone else starts to do that, then rightfully so. Like, you have every opportunity to do that too. But to just constantly hit on EV and like the same companies over and over and over and over and over and over and over, like I'm trying to be different. You are doing it right. Doing it the right way, man. 100% real and not all clickbait garbage. I hate when the tag is huge workhorse news. Then is someone on Twitter says they heard something for someone. Yeah, and I went through last night because I've been working overnights, and I really went through and just clicked on a ton of videos like relating to that topic. Like, Workhorse unveils secret. We'll just say secret unveil about the USPS contract, and it's the same stuff over and over again. We're all waiting just like everyone else. Like, if you have something and you leak it, then holy smokes, you should be working for someone that is involved with that. You shouldn't be doing YouTube. Like, if Jack is going out and getting interviews with the CFO of Workhorse and they honestly can't talk about it, what makes you think that someone who is less is going to find anything on it? It's just not going to happen. And if they are reporting it, then there's a good chance that if they found out, they could be breaking a non-disclosure agreement and they could be getting in trouble. It would be cool to get the drone pilot license. I kind of really been studying a lot of that stuff just to see. It's going to be interesting too, because I do think it's going to get to that point where people are going to have to take it like a driver's license. Silenced drones, ? What do you mean by that, Duxter? Silenced drones, ? Tim, for real. QQRK, horse, bug news. Neo, $500 price target. Clickbait. There's some people out there, and I would go onto YouTube and kind of just like, there's some that I really think when they do talk about some of that stuff, they truly have done so much due diligence and so much analysis that they can kind of correlate to that. But when it comes to actually picking a price target for some of these companies, it's really just you're kind of accumulating a lot of people's guesses, and I'll be honest, that's what I do. I see what certain people are saying and I'm like, okay, that seems realistic for this reason. And then I start to break it down. Well, this is where they've gotten close to before. If they really have a major positive catalyst, how far do I see it running? Things like that. But you have to pull it. That's what analysts are there for. That's why you use your analysts, because your analysts are breaking down the stock and providing a perspective on that stock. We should have a Zoom meeting. I need to do some testing. I wouldn't mind Zoom meeting with somebody. I gotta make sure that I got everything on par before December 2nd. I tested it with myself. Everything seemed to be going good. I'm going to do it just like I'm doing it for you guys right now. This is exactly how it's going to be set up. I'm going to do it through my Mac because that's the only way I can record. I tried to do it through my iPad. It won't allow you to record. I didn't want to do it from my iPhone because I feel like transferring that to a video wouldn't be good. So, I got to do it from the Mac. Return of the Mac. There's no question, Randy. We'll be popping some type of champagne. I can tell you I will for sure. See, I got so tired of waiting Workhorse, I sold out on October 13th, I think, but then I got a call option January 15th just in case news comes out month of December. I got in so early on with Workhorse that I'm waiting to see what happens, and I believe into the company well beyond. I really do. I think that Workhorse, I think they've just been hit with some stuff as of right now, and I think that, I just hope and pray that they do announce by the end of the year, because if they don't, I think the stock, this will be kind of like baseball. 3 strikes and you're out, and they've got 2 strikes where they didn't do announcements on days that we were expecting as investors for those announcements to come. And I think if they don't announce by the end of the year, then I think that the stock is definitely going to get hit. Because there's quite a few people out there that are putting out hits on these companies. They're trying to make sure that they stay down. Obviously, they're big investors and they got big time backing, and they're trying to get it at a decent price. But it'll be interesting to see what happens, no question. Broadcast it live if the partnership's announced, Nora. What time frame? Did I miss out on something? Well, when you decide to have a Zoom meeting with the original squad, I'm down if I'm invited to do a Zoom. Oh, you most definitely will. I was supposed to be your first subscriber. I'm waiting for your YouTube channel, Tim. Also got Ford for an option call. I think Ford is, behind the scenes, I think Ford will be lurking there like they've always kind of been. I think by them announcing the electrical van, I think that's massive. What's cool is they're going to be manufacturing that van basically 30 minutes from my house. And so, I think Ford will be doing some things. One to really, 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 really keep your eye on is GM. And they are plugging some money into the future of the EV market. And they keep talking about it. And, they're putting some things there. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they end up buying out, Nikola. Are you asking when? No, I won't broadcast it live, Nora. I'm going to Zoom meeting it. That way I can record it like a video, kind of like I do all my videos, and then I'm gonna probably do like a quick talking session in the beginning, like stating like what I did, and then go through the interview, like have the interview play, and then stream it as a video. And the reason is because if I don't get monetized, if I don't have 1,000 subscribers by December 2nd, then I'll have to cut it up anyways, because you can only upload 15 minutes. Well, it's like 14.59. I got in late for $16 to $24. Yeah, once it really starts I think it's going to start picking up. Like, as you guys can see, it's been doing pretty well. As we can see, it's at 25. It, went down 1% in the after hours. It's at 25.50. But I do think by the time, this thing's going to keep chugging and chugging and chugging. I think eventually we're going to get back to that 30 before the end of the year, unless the announcement's made before that. But I think as we get closer and closer to the end of the year, I think this thing's going to be up there in price, for sure. I'm pretty sure strike price is where you think the share will hit. Yes, I think so too. Don't sleep on those American stonks. I didn't know that. Haha, my longest video is like 10 minutes or so. Yeah, if you, since you're not monetized, once you hit 15, it won't let you upload it unless you're monetized. Which stinks. I will think about it. I don't have a clue how to start a channel, but since some of you guys were asking if I have one mistake, or one makes me think I will need to pick your brains on now. Yeah, who I'd really like to see maybe start a channel is Duckster. If Duckster started a YouTube channel, I think, and he truly stayed committed to it because of how early on in age he is. And I think he would be in a very, 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 very good position as a YouTuber. And you don't have, being that, early on, you don't have to do a video every day. But pick the stocks you like. Like if you're committed to Switchback and you want to do videos on Switchback, a lot of people will be paying attention to that. I think Duckster would, as long as, you'll get used to talking to your iPad, your Mac, your computer, your whatever, and you'll get doing it. Think of the EV market like the shoe game. Sure, Nike is on top, but Adidas, Reebok, Puma, etc. all are taking a piece of the pie, and so will the EV market. All can play in this game. I agree. I agree, and I think that's why it's smart to see some of these companies doing their niche sectors early on, because you know where they're going to fall, and you know that they're not going to just try to just all of a sudden break off. I think one that's going to be very unique is Lordstown, because I do think eventually they'll supply a consumer, like an everyday person truck, but their main objective right now is that fleet. Why Ford and GM price not going up, sir? Like three Chinese EV company. I think the reason is just because they've been in the game for so long, and they've developed to where they're, they have a huge backing from big time, like, institutions, and they're in a lot of like indexes. They're in a lot of mutual funds and things like that. And so I think them paying dividends, and there's just a lot that goes into it. Ford hasn't been really doing that well. And so I think the biggest thing with those companies is they need to continue to be innovative. And I think that's where GM might start to pick up, because they're investing so much money into the EV sector. Not that Ford's not, but Ford, I don't know how to say it. It's just, I think GM is really putting a lot of effort into it, where Ford is like, hey, we're just going to go with the times. Like, oh, this is happening, so we'll just join up to do it. Like, not a lot. I don't feel a lot of people are going to buy the Mustang E thing. Like, I just don't. That's not what Mustangs are. Mustangs are muscle cars. I think the electric truck is going to be beneficial for them. This electric van they just released, I think that'll be very, very beneficial to them. And if they were to get into a sedan that's fully electric, and they could find a way to really, capitalize on that, it'd be awesome. But they're talking about releasing a Mustang, and I don't know. Like Rex and Connor. Yeah. Yep. Oh, Duckster, make a channel. I'm gonna start one, man. You really inspire me. Thanks, brother. I mean, you really could. I mean, you just started a new Instagram to talk stocks. The thing is, Duckster, is the people that you told me before. You said my friends aren't necessarily interested in this. Well, here's the thing. You're now on a platform where people are interested, and they do get interested in the things you have to say, especially if you're providing very good information, and you can build a backing, and you can talk to those people like I've been able to do, like you guys. Like, you guys come in here because we're able to talk about this stuff. So, I mean, I can tell you have the drive for it, because you created an Instagram for stocks. You come in here, you talk, you ask questions, you're very involved. So, if you need help doing it, man, like if you have questions, don't hesitate. I would like to YouTuber, but I'm Korean, my English is not good. I get it, Z. I understand that. I bet there's probably tons of people. Do you think people would, if you spoke your native language, that people would be involved with the stocks? Ain't nobody buying an electric Mustang. My wife and her family all have Mustangs, and for the engine, gas guzzler, but they love it and says that she won't buy it. That's my thing. Like, people buy Mustangs because of what they are. I mean, you got the Shelby GT500. I mean, those cars are muscle cars. You push the pedal and you see the gas, the gas odometer thing go down, but who cares? You're roasting the tires. That's what they do. Not that these, that's what's very unique about the Tesla. The Tesla, the Roadster, can do like 0 to 60 in like less than 1.9 seconds. But the thing is it's to me, that's not a muscle car. I mean, you go purchase a Camaro for a reason. You go purchase a Mustang for a reason. You go get a Challenger. Like, people were buying Pontiac GTOs for a reason. Like, those were the cars you would get because they were muscle cars. Just joined UAVS. There he is. What's going on, Sing? Exactly, my friend. UAVS. We're going to get that chant going. Eventually, I'm going to try to get a flag and fly it in my front yard. That's true. How do you get the vroom vroom? You don't. It's going to sound like a vacuum. 883 down, 117 to go. Yep. Let's take a look. Yep. I hit the hours. Man, that was a huge feeling. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, it set in a lot more there than it has before, because I finally, like, every day, guys, I'm telling you, I would check this right here. And you see how, like, it kind of, like, fills it. And I finally got the check mark, and I'm like, wow. Wow. Yep. That's like why, like, I also want to just, like, for, like, people like Nora, and if Duckster does truly decide to do one, like, those, like, the amount of time it does take to do YouTube, like, people are like, oh, it's a joke, blah blah blah. Like, I can't tell you how many late nights and how many hours and hours and hours and hours I put into this, because it's a passion. Like, I'm not complaining, but it does take a lot of time, and it's a pure joy, because you put so much time into it, and then you get to see the reaction. If people don't like it, you're like, dang, I got to go back to the lab. I call this my lab. You got to go back to the lab, and you got to start focusing in, and you got to find out a way to get better. I don't know if it's my competitiveness. I don't know if it's because I was in the military. There's just something inside me that fuels me to continuously push and push and push and provide better content. And I think that that's what's honestly made me get to this point. Plus, obviously, all of you guys. Like, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. Like, doing stuff like this is just, like, I want to do 3 videos right now. That's like Kool-Aid with no sugar. What's the point? That's awesome. I feel like that should be one of my motivational stories on Instagram. I'm gonna, like, create this cool, like, just me posing, and I'm gonna put, that's like Kool-Aid with no sugar. What's the point? Not gonna lie, I hope it dips to 230 once more so I can load up more. You know, in all honesty, I think as long as it stays in the, if it's around 3s, I still think that's a very, very good entry point, or even an acquisition point. I mean, you got to think, if a lot of people are predicting 5 to 6 here as we continue to grow and grow and grow, our 52-week high is 510, 515. You know, I think that 3, anything under 3 is very good, but I think 3 is a very good entry point. Yeah, I hit the hours, Nora. Yeah. Yeah, it's set in. It definitely set in. Yeah, I'm telling you, Nora, I was there, and I think that's what fuels me too, is to know that there was, I can't tell how many YouTube videos I watched of people say, oh, it's so easy, you know, here's the 5 easy steps to get to 1,000 subscribers. Here's the 5 easy steps to get to your first 100. It's, yeah, and I watched millions, and it's your own thing. You'll find a way to do it your way, and when you find it and it starts to click, it's just about consistency. There's my video on it. Diamond hands. Yep. No question. I think GM and Ford would be great EV. You know, I think GM is really pushing. They're obviously pushing very hard into the battery aspect. I think GM is focusing a lot on the manufacturing and the assembly aspect, and Ford's looking at mostly just putting the vehicles out. I think GM is looking at it in a bigger picture. We're like, hey, we could supply to these EV companies as well as make our own vehicles. That's a lot bigger, in my opinion. Yep, gotta love what you do. You really do. Is editing hard? Most definitely not. Here, I'll see if I can I'll pull one up for you real quick, Dexter, to show you. So here, for example, this is iMovie. And so we'll just click on the one I did the other day. Let's hope it pulls up. So basically, as it starts to load, I like iMovie. It's free on any, iPhone, iPad, iMac. It's probably going to take a little bit of loading because I have a lot loading right now. But basically what you do is I record on my iPad. And then I take each video, each cutout segment that I do, and I'll what's it called? Where you send it to your other one. So I can't remember. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. But basically, I send it to my Mac, and it'll download it into the download file. I just literally highlight every video I have, and then drag it over to, and you'll see that if this ever loads. But what I'll do is I'll drag it over, and then that's just how I start editing. I have zero background in editing. I didn't know anything about it before I started this, and I kind of just figured it out on my own. But it doesn't look like it's gonna. I might have just froze the computer. Here you go, Duxter. To the Kool-Aid Man Snow. I will pick up 14,000 more shares Monday, so I'd be like you, sir. That's awesome, my friend. I won't lie, that Badger is pretty sweet looking for a truck. I agree. I think that if they could get it, it would be cool. So, Duxter, basically what you're looking at here is exactly how I edit it. So what I do is I'll bring in pictures, and I just literally just drag them and put them in here. And then what you can do is, so since this has already been edited, I'll drag this down, and it's probably going to run really slow just because I'm live streaming. But you drag it down from where, your platform, you bring it down, and then you're able to do it. So as you can see right here, it keeps your audio, keeps all your audio. I created an intro. I just drag that from here down to here, and then everything else kind of goes in line. So when it comes to, like, if I want to put this article right here, I just drag it down, and then you got to cut it and basically drag it how you want it. And once you get it all figured out, it goes smoothly. And I think I just froze the computer. Hopefully I'm not chopping up and I'm still communicating to you guys. How is the camera on the Apple, or do you use a separate camera? So my camera is actually through my iPad. And I think that part of that's why it's not like 1080. But as I get going and making an income, some sort of an income off of YouTube, that I'm gonna start putting back into my equipment. I would like to eventually get a camera. Yeah, I'm telling you, Duxter, if you do, I'm not pressuring you, but I think if you are interested, because I see it with you. I mean, we talk. If you're interested, then I'll give you what information I've done. Andrew, I appreciate all the work you do, brother. Mad respect. I appreciate that, Andrew. It means a ton. It really, truly does. Thank you. I'm serious. What time is it over there? It is currently 10:30. Randy, take it easy, my friend. I appreciate you. I mean, you guys are what make this channel, and it's an enjoyment talking to you guys on here and, on the side on Instagram. And I appreciate you sending me, stocks and stuff to look at too. It means a ton. I use my fitness center Facebook advertising video with the Vivo, sir. Very easy to use because I don't have Apple. I understand. Yeah, I mean, we all have different platforms and we all have things like that. And This is just one. This is the one I use, but there's a ton out there, and there's a lot more that people spend money on that probably do a lot more, and rightfully so. I mean, there's some videos out there that are just like blowing, like just very, very good. $2:00. Thanks, Randy. Have a good night. Later, Randy. Hopefully I can get this off my screen. There we go. That's the thing too, as you start to like, I save all my videos too, which eventually I think I'm gonna have to go through and delete a bunch of them, because eventually I'm gonna run out of space on my Mac. I mean, I have 1 terabyte, but those videos take up a lot. And I think once I get monetized and I start, obviously it's very little income in the beginning, but eventually I will, like I said, start upgrading my equipment. I do want to get a MacBook, and if I do continue to do interviews, which I plan on it, probably doing the interviews from the MacBook and then uploading it to the Mac and things like that. So I have some plans. I definitely have some plans, especially with how fun this has gotten. And if you guys follow, I mean, most of you guys follow me on Instagram, and you guys click on my stories, and you see the inspiration and the motivation that I have. Like, I truly, when I say that stuff, like, it's coming from it, because I'm feeling that. Like, I am inspired. Like, there's a fire that's burning inside. So, well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. We went an hour and basically 50 minutes. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are truly, truly awesome. And it means a ton. And I honestly hope everyone has an amazing weekend. I hope everybody has a good week next week as well. But more than anything, have a good weekend. Enjoy yourself. Relax. And we'll get geared up. We have the holidays coming up, and gonna spend time with family and do things like that. And I consider you guys part of my family, and that's why I wanted to do this one too. So I appreciate every single person swinging in and doing what we do. You guys are special, and we'll keep this channel growing. And that's kind of what motivated me to reach out to a CEO, because I know you guys are going to support it. So let's just hope it all goes through. So I appreciate it, Duxter. Yeah, definitely I'll be talking to you for sure. Tim, keep it real, my friend. Zeeb, you take it easy too, my friend. I appreciate you swinging in here. And I thank you. Nora, have a good one. You guys all have a good one. And I'm going to go get in bed. It's been weird. I've been working 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So when I sleep during the day, I've been sleeping on the couch. I haven't slept in the bed for a while. So we're going to see what it feels like. So you all have a good one. And like I said, have a good weekend. Enjoy some football. Have a great day.